The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. Tank Spencer, Brian Haynes, and Jeremy Greene in here with your special afternoon edition of the Sportsocracy. The Sports Tank with Jeremy Greene, knocked off the air because of the Atlanta Braves baseball game and the post-game show. So we figured, why not just, we're sitting around doing nothing anyway. Let's just enjoy the afternoon with our friends. We're glad everybody's along with us here in the Wicked Weed studio. And so last night we had the schedule release. And today we went through the painstaking process of picking the winners of each and every game, each one of us. And so we're going to bring to you all of our win-loss records, and we're going to have some laughs. We're going to make fun of people, namely ourselves, and probably a lot about football teams as well.
There were some aggressive picks in our group, I would say.
Right. Yeah. So to remove any biases throughout the season, what we did was just go week by week. You pick the winners. You go through all 18 weeks of the schedule. And then at the end, you just total it up and see what you got. So, first off, who are we starting with here? We're starting with Caleb?
Let's start with Caleb pick.
All right, we did 5 of these. We got Caleb's picks, Tommy's picks, mine, Jeremy's, and of course, Brian's. So, starting off with
Caleb Peak.
Caleb Peak's picks here. He is taking the Buffalo Bills to rule all in the NFL this year at 16-1.
It's aggressive. It's an aggressive strategy to have Buffalo going 16-1.
It is indeed.
I would the Super Bowl.
I would love to know what the one loss was. The one loss for the Buffalo Bills, is that
Tampa Bay.
The Kansas City game?
I think it is Kansas City.
Is it on the road at Tampa Bay?
I believe the one that he had them losing was Kansas City.
Okay.
If I remember how his sheet looked. The funny thing is he's got Buffalo going 16-1 and losing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yes.
To the Rams, who would be the second team in 2 years to win a Super Bowl in their home stadium.
Yes, they would. The Buffalo Bills, obviously they're atop the AFC East at 16-1. Dolphins at 11-6. I don't hate that. The Jets at 9-8. And the Patriots at 2-15.
2-15!
AFC North, Cleveland Browns 13-4, Steelers 11-6. You got the Cleveland Browns there at 9-8, and then the
Baltimore
Bengals.
Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, excuse me.
You just said Cleveland
Excuse me. The Baltimore Ravens.
It's a lot easier to see if you look at your own screen.
Yeah. On the YouTube,
And sorry, I don't have that page open on my computer here. And then the Bengals at 5-12.
Yeah, Bengals fans are really going to love our takes on the Bengals because I think that's the best record they have of any of the 5 of us.
There's no doubt about
I know
that.
It's better than mine.
Yes.
Mine's going to piss off a lot of people. And I'm so worried about that.
I can't wait for next Wednesday's Troll Patrol from what happens when Cincinnati fans get to you this week. We're going to have a whole show dedicated pretty much probably
to the Bengals.
To the Bengals.
Well, look, if the Cincinnati Bengals fans can't gather that their team is not good, despite the fact that they have, the quarterback now, I don't know. I don't know what to do to help you on that one. I mean, are they better than they were last year? Yes. Are they good by any means? No, not at all. AFC South, you got the Tennessee Titans at 11-6 and the Colts at 11-6. I think all of us are pretty much under the assumption that this is going to be the closest race or one of the closest races in the NFL.
Well, I'm going to tell you, in the AFC, between 5 of us, we had exactly 9 teams make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of instability in the AFC.
Yeah, and that whole talk about how we were like, it's going to be a complete turnaround. Not that much.
Not that much.
Nope, pretty much just lather, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which means we are all going to be wrong because that never happened.
Jaguars at 2-15, Texans 0-17.
The first 0-17, the Houston Texans.
Yowza. I can't blame him. I was in that ballpark myself.
Yeah, I think.
But thinking they've got to win a game somewhere. The Kansas City Chiefs 15-2 win the AFC West. Raiders 8-9, Chargers 7-10, Broncos 3-14.
That is very disrespectful to my Go Chargers Go!
He's just embracing the Los Angeles Chargers, and I love it.
I know, but my record didn't really say that when I got to them. They didn't make the playoffs.
Oh, they didn't? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Over in the NFC, you got the Washington football team winning the East at 14-3.
Yeah.
Cowboys 9-8, Giants 4-13, Eagles 4-13.
Yeah,
that is
Caleb just
The Eagles are bad.
atrocious.
Yeah, they're bad.
the Giants 4-13. Me and Caleb are gonna have to have some words tomorrow.
In the North, you got the Packers 12-5, Bears 5-12, Vikings 2-15, Lions 2-15. So
The Vikings are the team that blew my mind the most.
Yeah.
One of us has the Vikings going to the playoffs, and Caleb has them at 2-15.
Yeah.
That is aggressively different.
He's gonna end up. He'll probably have the best record of all of us out of these things here.
my only question is what happened to the Minnesota Vikings?
Yeah.
Like, what has happened year to year that would
Defense gotten worse.
that would give somebody that bad though?
They
It was
were
real
one
bad
of the
last
worst
year.
pass rushing teams in the league last year.
Was very.
So you have to, if you
inconsistent.
think they're going to be good, you have to think that they fixed that.
Yeah. And
I kind of do, because I'll tell you, I'm much higher on Minnesota than 2-15.
They had a really good draft. We talked about it. It was probably one of our favorite drafts out of everybody. And we'll see what happens. I mean,
Yeah.
Eesh.
Caleb's got a very close race in the NFC South.
That's a lot
with
of
the
wins.
Bucks with
That's a lot of
14-3, the Panthers at 12-5, the Falcons at 10-7, and then the Saints with 10 at 2-14, 2-15.
I'm going to be honest with you, the Saints fans, it ain't just me. 5 of us did that. Most wins, any of us had them. 5.
Yeah.
It's the most wins anybody on this show had them having.
Yeah. It's just a Jameis Winston-led, depleted Saints team. It's not the same team that even Drew had last year. If Drew Brees was the quarterback of this team, they're gonna win some games. Without Drew Brees and their depleted team, it's gonna be a rough season for him.
Yeah, again, these are the 2021 NFL picks by Caleb Peak. And he's got something happening that I don't think there's any shot in hell of happening. 3 teams with 14 wins
in the same division.
NFC West. You got the Cardinals and the Rams at 15-2, the 49ers at 14-3, and then the lowly Seahawks down there at 5-12.
No, none of the 5 of us have the Seahawks with a winning record. No. Not one of us. And we did this completely independent of each other. We all got our little worksheet. We all filled it out. That's what we came up with.
There's some aggressive differences in here, but for the most part, he's getting most of it like along the same lines.
The biggest difference that he has, he's got the Cardinals as the best team in the NFC. He's got the Panthers making the playoffs. He's got the Steelers in the playoffs. That's the biggest discrepancy from the rest of them.
Yeah.
And then, as you can see, his playoff bracket goes down to the Buffalo Bills and the LA Rams playing in the Super Bowl. The LA Rams taking it home. I take exception to him having the Bucs lose in the first round of the playoffs. But, the San Francisco 49ers, that's a really good team. And I think this is a way, I think we're all pretty close when it comes to the playoff teams because there's just that much difference.
Yeah.
In the league right now. The top of the league is so strong. The bottom of the league is just so damn
God
bad.
awful.
Yeah.
It's hot garbage at the bottom of this league.
And it's tough. If you look at the NFC West, for example, they're going to beat up each other a little bit, but they're not playing. They're better than most other teams that they're going to be playing, so they're going to be winning a lot of games.
Right.
And then just beating up on each other, and then Seattle's just going to lose every one of them. Right. Probably eke out a game or 2.
The one team that I take the biggest gripe with out of Caleb's picks here is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't see a path where the Pittsburgh Steelers win double-digit games this year. With Ben Roethlisberger's arm falling off, I know that They got Najee Harris in the draft, and Juju Smith-Schuster and Chase Claypool are still there, and that gives him weapons to work with. The defense had some bad injuries down at the end of the season, but you take Bud Dupree off of this defense. Thankfully, Devin Bush will be back for them,
which is huge.
Yeah, Minkah Fitzpatrick. Saying that they all stay healthy, I still don't think that the Pittsburgh Steelers can be an 11-win team and win a playoff game.
Criticizing Hens, the Steelers, I think you're too high. I think you're way too low on the Baltimore Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my takeaway. For those of you that care, like the guy that owns NFLDraft.net, the top 5 in the draft with Caleb's simulation of the season, the Texans would pick 1, the New England Patriots would pick 2, the Lions would pick 3, the Saints would pick 4, the Vikings would pick 5.
And the New England Patriots will draft another quarterback when they find out that Matt Jones is not the guy.
They'll suck for shit.
Oh, God.
God, I can't wait for that to be a thing. Oh, I can't wait for it.
Oh, that's, to me...
Suck for shit. All in. I'm good with it.
All in.
I got a different phrase I'd like to use for that might not be very PC.
Yeah.
Does this start with an F?
No, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Of course.
It's fire truck. It starts with F and UCK. Fire truck.
Who's surprised?
Yep.
No, nobody's surprised by that. That's my biggest exception. Do you have a great a beef to pick with Caleb's picks here, Brian?
I mean, they were, there's some pretty drastic changes in some of them. I don't see. All the division winners had a lot of wins. I think I maybe went a little bit more neutral with mine as far. I have some teams that are higher, some teams are lower, but 14 wins seems to be like the division winner for every one of his things. That's pretty high for me.
Right.
That's a lot of 14-win teams to be in.
It is a lot.
His is very top-heavy in my opinion.
It is a lot. But again, I think, I looked at my own, and I thought the same thing. God, it's so top-heavy. But I really don't see it panning out any other way.
And again, this is something that we're looking at each game week to week and just making a snap judgment real quickly on, too.
Yeah.
We're not sitting there and necessarily going into detail that we just kind of made a snap decision.
Well, no, at this point you can't. At this point you can't go into detail because you still don't know what's going to happen. I mean, for all intents and purposes, we think we know what's going to happen, who's going to be playing where, but we still don't know. There are still question marks. Could something stupid happen with Green Bay? Could the Houston Texans may not have Deshaun Watson at all this year?
Yeah.
We just don't know.
And I kind of picked thinking that way.
That Houston won't have him at all?
I guess I did.
Watson?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he plays.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
Yeah.
You still think they're a 2-win team with him?
I don't, unless they add a new quarterback named Clark Kent. I don't give a crap what happens with the Houston Texans because they are horrid.
Their expansion.
Horrid. I'll be honest with you, I didn't do the math on this. I think if you add all 5 of us together, I don't think the Texans win 10 games. Total. For the 5 of us put together.
Do they win 5?
I know I had them at 1.
I think I had them at 1.
So
1. So far that's 3. How many teams?
That's 5.
Well, we'll find out what Tommy's rating.
Hey, speaking of Tommy,
put Tommy's picks up there. Let's see what Houston
Tommy was on the show with us this morning. A guy that's just killing it for us, doing content, social media, all the things.
Love this guy.
Tommy Bradley's picks. The Cleveland Browns win the Super Bowl.
Holy cow!
Smokes.
Oh boy! Wow. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! The mistake by the lake is no more. The Cleveland Browns have finally won the Super Bowl.
No, it's definitely a mistake.
Well,
definitely a mistake.
I closed my eyes and just hit 1 and 0.
He said he just closed his eyes and hit 1s and 0s all the way down the board. He's got the Texans at 1 and 2. So between the 5 of us, we have the Houston Texans winning 6 games. No, 5 games. He had them at 0. I had him at 1.
I think I had him at 1.
Yeah, he had. Oh, you had him at 1, so that's 4.
Yeah.
We had him at 4 wins between the 5 of us.
The Texans win 4 games between 5 people. Oh. That is not good. Hey, you remember that thing we were talking about Troll Patrol on Wednesday?
Yeah.
We're going to have a Texans edition, too.
Yeah, that's...
You don't know what you're talking about. Nick saying Nick Cesareo's name right. Yeah, here's what his name is. Your team sucks.
Yeah.
That's how you pronounce your GM's
I got
name.
something you can suck on, Houston.
Bingo.
Bang.
Yikes.
There it is.
All right, Tommy has the division winners here, the AFC East, the Bills at 13-4.
Secret time, we all have the Bills.
Yep, the Tennessee Titans in the AFC South at 12-5. You got the AFC West winners, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs at 15-2. And the Cleveland Browns at 13-4 in the AFC North.
Tommy is jumping aboard the Go Chargers Go train.
The Chargers with 12-5 record. The Baltimore Ravens with the same at 12-5. The Colts at 10-7. And his last playoff team is who?
The Chargers.
Okay. All right.
The wild card teams are the Chargers, the Colts,
Okay.
and the Ravens.
I'm sorry, I missed last one.
Pull it together.
Do what?
I said pull it together.
Well, I mean, it would be easier if I had like numbers next to the playoff teams here.
So next time you can go ahead and do the graphics.
Exactly. Over in the NFC, Washington football team taking the cake in the NFC East at 12-5. Packers win the North at 14-3. You got the Bucks in the South at 13-4, and the Rams in the West at 12-5.
Mm-hmm. Tommy's is pretty. I mean, it's got some similarities to mine. Mm-hmm. I mean, except for the fact I don't have the Cleveland Browns winning the Super Bowl.
Yes,
I think unless somebody sold their soul, then I don't believe that's going to happen.
But this is the.
I would be all aboard that train to watch your face. When Baker Mayfield says he's going to fucking Disney World. It would be so freaking amazing.
Would you like to know where Baker's going to go home this postseason?
Yeah, at home with Baker
Mayfield. He's going to be at home with Baker Mayfield. That's what the Cleveland Browns will be.
After the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, after they get beat by the Chiefs. Again.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Browns fans.
Yeah,
I'm just here to be your reality check.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. The biggest outlier here, obviously, the Minnesota Vikings making the playoffs at 9-8.
They snuck in there. They snuck in over the Panthers because of a head-to-head game they played earlier in the season.
Right.
We had to go down that path.
Right.
Which was fun.
Right. Carolina Panthers play at the Minnesota Vikings in week 6, I believe it was. Uh-huh. And there you go. He gave it to the home team, Minnesota Vikings, so they win the tiebreaker over the Carolina Panthers to make it into the playoffs.
Definitely
I think the Panthers are going to be right there. I think the Panthers will be on the doorstep of the playoffs this year.
There's definitely a lot more parity in Tommy's picks than there was in Caleb's for sure.
We've been talking about the Panthers, how they are a team that is growing, and they are making the right strides at becoming a relevant team again in the playoff hunt. And I had them at 10-7 on mine, and
I think I'm the lowest on the Panthers of all of them.
Which is surprising because you've been awfully high on them so far this offseason, especially with Sammy coming in, your former lover.
This is the 8th worst team in the NFL last year.
Yeah.
So, to me, it's all relative.
Yeah.
Do I think they're going to really contending? Patrick Holt said, I don't see the Panthers in the playoff bracket. They don't make it for Tommy.
Yeah.
Right. The Panthers don't have, or Tommy doesn't have the Panthers in, but they're one of the first teams out.
They were tied with the Vikings, and the tiebreaker was,
right. Yeah, that's right. The Vikings won the tiebreaker with the Panthers.
With the win that they won at home against the Panthers.
I think they're going to be markedly improved. I think, to tell you, so here's what, for them to be a playoff contender, you're telling me they have to be better than one of the teams I'm going to say. Washington, the Cowboys, the Packers, the Vikings, the Rams, 49ers, the Cardinals, the Bucks.
Yeah.
They have to be better than one of those teams.
Be tough.
And I don't see that happening with any of them. Honestly, I don't. Now, do I think they can be that 9th team, maybe a game, 2 games out of the playoffs, and next year they're right there? Yeah, that's more how I think this is going to go.
Yeah. Other than the Vikings, what else stands out to you about these picks?
He's the closest to the Bears with me. Patrick Holt asked me in the comments, and Patrick Welch said something about Seattle getting a wild card. I cannot figure out a way that happens.
No.
Because what I just said about Carolina, I'll say the same thing about Seattle. You have to be better than one of those teams, and I don't know who it's going to be. I think Seattle can be better than Minnesota. The problem is, look at their schedule. Mm-hmm. They have one of the worst schedules I've ever seen.
It's very tough.
Mm-hmm. They don't get a break. I mean, they get one bad team 3 or 4 times throughout the whole schedule, and then the next week they play somebody that's going to be a Super Bowl contender.
Right.
It's just stupidly daunting.
We got through the first 6 weeks of the season and couldn't find a way to give them a win.
No, they started 0-6 for me. And if you look at the schedule, you're going to think, oh, I'm a hater. We were doing this independently, and 3 of us said the exact same thing.
It's first glance one of the tougher schedules that I think I've ever seen. Just first glance at looking at something. I mean, I had them winning I think more games than I thought I was going to have them winning when we get to mine. But I think it was just, it's going to be tough. Yeah. It's going to be really tough for them. Some of the games that are winnable for them, they're not at home, they're away. So it's like they're traveling, and a lot of them, they're traveling all the way across the country. And it's just, they don't have any easy couple back-to-back games. It seems like if they do have a winnable game, they're right back at somebody who's definitely going to beat them. You know what I mean? Like, and they're playing away. It's just a weird schedule how it laid out for them. So,
Jonathan Welch says in the comments, don't see Green Bay that far into the playoffs with the drama to come.
I don't have Green Bay that far in the playoffs.
I don't have Green Bay that far in my playoffs either.
But I don't see a way they don't win the division.
Agreed.
Because there's no shot Aaron Rodgers says, oh, I'm not going to play.
But I want to focus on the last part of this comment, with the drama to come. Mm-hmm. What more drama is going to come from this?
Worse. Oh,
you
it
think
can
so?
Absolutely get worse.
And
I think it's going to get worse before it gets better.
And I made my picks with the assumption that he's going to play.
Yes.
Even though I believe he's not going to play. I don't know if that makes sense. I know it's talking about on both sides of my mouth. Mm-hmm. But it seems like everything's saying, especially Jeremy says there's just no way he's not going to play. And starting to lean that way, I just still think there's a chance that he could not just play at all. But
I don't think there's any chance of that happening, because if the Green Bay Packers decide not to do anything with him, Aaron Rodgers, I believe, will, he'll just say, okay, well, I'm under contract and I've got to play. I've got 3 more years left on the contract, or 2 more years left on the contract, and I've got to come and play.
Yeah.
Because he is a guy that legacy matters. And if he just stiff arms the team and says, fuck y'all, I'm going home, it's going to look bad on him.
Yeah.
Fans will blame him for that. I don't think there's any way around that. Now, here's my other thing about it, though. Once he comes back, once Aaron Rodgers is with the team, he joins them, I don't see a problem. I really don't. I mean, there's going to be this jibber-jabber about what's going on behind closed doors between Gut Cunt and Aaron Rodgers, but I don't see it affecting the play on the field.
Yeah.
He was pissed off last year, and we saw an MVP run out of him. We saw him take his team to the NFC Championship game. He was excellent.
Yeah.
And I only think this year will be just as good, if not better.
Yeah.
Because there's no strife to me, or that I have seen, on the team.
Yeah.
Everybody who has talked has come out and said they're behind Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. I mean, Devontae Adams has been behind Aaron Rodgers this whole time with his subtweeting that he's been doing on Twitter. We all, I don't know. I feel like all of the drama is a preseason thing, an off-season thing. It's not going to matter once they get on the field. Although he is going to have to, he's going to have to mow through some of the best teams in the league to be able to get there. I mean, look at in this situation of Tommy's picks here on the screen. You got the Green Bay Packers having to take down the Washington football team, and then they face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're going to have to, obviously make it do what it does, and nobody loses in an NFC Championship game quite like Aaron Rodgers. So, I mean, he can get there with some regularity.
You're not speaking untruths about that.
I'm not.
He does have ability to lose NFC Championship games
right.
a lot.
He can get there with some regularity, but he ain't going to win it.
And I think if he does get back on there, the GM and him don't really need to even discuss each other. Like, I think, and I don't know, Jeremy, maybe this is a question for you. Is him and LaFleur's, relationship?
It's been a little contentious since day one.
And I thought they kind of mended those fences last year a little bit, but I don't know what LaFleur has much to do with all the other drama that's happening right now. So you don't really hear his name put into this. It's all about the Guten Tagen Kunst guy.
Right.
So that's the only name you're really hearing coming out of this. There's not been much word about. There's not been Mike LaFleur's name hasn't been Mike. I'm not saying the right one.
Matt.
Mike's
in the Jets.
Jesus. So I mean, I just see. Hopefully, if he does come back, those two can just say, you know what? Let's just tone out what he's doing. Let him just do what he does up there, and we just go win football games.
Yep. Again, I don't think once he gets with the team and gets on the field, there will be any backlash from the drama. I don't think it's going to affect their play on the field. Any other thoughts about Tommy's picks here before we move on? Get just a bit outside.
No, I'm good.
All right, let's get just a bit outside.
Just a bit.
The Sports Tag.
Just a bit outside.
All right, here's the 411, folks.
This is a staple of the ESPN Asheville show, normally heard at this time on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sports Tank with Jeremy Greene every weekday afternoon from 3 to 5, and you can hear it on the iHeartRadio app, live or on demand, except for, of course, when we're not live, like we are today because of Atlanta Braves baseball.
We're still live.
But I mean, on the radio.
Yeah, we're not live on the radio.
Yeah, they under.
We can't say some of these words on the radio.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I found this earlier today, and I feel I have to bring it out. I like high school mascots.
Okay.
And Max Preps did a ranking of the 15 best high school mascots in the country.
Okay.
Number one on the list is from Poca, West Virginia.
Okay. This should be good.
Their team name is the Dots.
The Dots.
They're the Polka Dots. And their mascot is a giant is a dude in a giant red circle dot suit that looks like it's on steroids. Kind of like the old
Mad Balls.
The old Domino's. Remember the Domino's commercials that had the dots?
Oh, yeah.
This is like that. This is just a steroided version of that. The Polka Dots out of West Virginia.
From here, it looks like one of those Mad Balls. Remember the Mad Balls? They were like Nerf balls that we threw. They were like baseballs. They had mad bats and all that stuff too. Yeah, it looks exactly like that.
It does look like that.
That's not good.
Out of Cairo, Georgia, the Cairo, Georgia Syrup Makers. It's a decent one. The Blooming Prairie, Minnesota Awesome Blossoms.
Oh my God.
The Dunn, California Earwigs.
Oh no.
The Laurel Hill Hobos out of Florida. I feel like that one's going to change because it is hobos, and they've got the dude with the sack over. Yeah, it's 2021, and I feel like somebody's going to be coming for that mascot pretty soon.
That will be canceled cultured very quickly.
A team that was featured on one of those ESPN commercials a few years ago, the Watersmeet Township Nimrods.
Oh yeah, not the Nimrods.
The Nimrods. These are my two favorites, though. From Cobden, Illinois, the Cobden Apple Knockers.
That's interesting.
I swear to God that I was waiting for some sex joke to come out of you on that one, but nope, he's just not going to do it. All right, how about this one? I'm going to get him with this one. Hoopeston, Illinois. Or no, Hoopeston, Illinois. The Hoopeston Corn Jerkers.
Oh, my.
With a corn cob pipe and a button nose and two eyes made out of...
The Corn Jerkers of Hoopeston. I think that is my number one overall. Screw the polka dots. I'm going with the Corn Jerkers.
You know, when I jerk my corn, I always used to
see, where are you, Jeremy? That's what I was expecting from you.
I usually end up, nibbling on the cob after that.
Just slobbing the cob? Yeah, nice. The cob slobbers.
Oh, boy.
Good deal.
Yeah, those, I mean, those are interesting. They're just, most of them are pretty stupid. Sorry.
I mean, they're high school.
Yeah, they're real stupid.
It pretty much goes that way. Remember, we've got professional leagues mascots.
Yeah.
Minor leagues get worse.
Oh.
High school, it all goes out the window. It's either going to be something incredibly stupid, which they think is creative, or it's going to be just a rip-off of a professional team.
And it's all changed because they used to have like some sort of racist, like Redmond or something like my high school did.
Oh, yeah.
It was Redmond, now it's the Red Hawks. You know, a lot of our high schools growing up, they had quite the, especially surrounding areas where there was some Native American folks. There was definitely some things like that.
I'm going to need you to check the comments.
Uh-oh, what did I say?
No, the last comment.
Oh, okay. Go, Cornjackers! Go! Yes, Chuck G. Yeah. Oh, the Rocket City trash pandas are the best, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, no, that's for sure. Okay. Whose turn is it? It's my turn? So this is the sports one, right?
Yeah, this is the just a bit outside sports.
This is something here we go. The winningest quarterback in NFL history apparently does not understand why a particular fan base hates him. More specifically, Tom Brady just can't figure out why Giants fans dislike him. The Buccaneers quarterback went on the Complex Sports podcast and questioned what it is about him that made the blue side of New York football fans despise him so much, and went as far as to argue that they should actually like him more than other quarterbacks because of two big reasons. And I quote, "How could you hate me when you're a Giants fan? You should love me. That was the only team I never beat, the freaking Giants." Exactly, Tom.
I hear no
lies. You can
lies.
never beat us, and I don't care. We hate your guts.
I hear no lies.
F Tom Brady.
I mean, he did.
I heard no lies.
F him right in his corn jerker.
He did.
Right in his corn jerker.
He did hand you 2 Super Bowls. So.
Hand me 2 Super Bowls.
That's right.
Listen to this guy. Tom Brady plays for him for 1 season, and now all of a sudden
He's giving him handies.
He's like, oh, Tom Brady.
I want to need you to never do that again.
Oh, God.
I looked right at it. I did. I looked right at it. I want to go slam my head in the car door now.
Listen, Tommy. Yes, Giants fans are going to hate you. Yeah, we beat you twice, and we still hate you because you hate Tom Brady. Plain and simple. He's still the greatest of all time.
Tom Brady could cure lupus and athlete's feet in the same day. I'd still fucking hate you.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. I'll hate you till the day I die.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what you do. You could run camps for children, teaching them how to sail yachts. You could give your UGG boots to orphans. I'm still going to hate you.
Yeah.
You know why? Because you're Tom freaking Brady.
Yeah, here's another one. This was a story out of the New York Post. Apparently, Tom Brady went on a Hodinkee radio. I don't know. Anyway, he was doing an interview with this outlet, and he said, "You know, I really am fearful about what's coming after football's done for me." Oh, whatever will you do, Tommy?
Yeah, it's gonna
just
be a
hanging
tough
out
life.
in your fucking $1 million mansion with your $20 million boat and your hot ass supermodel wife. Whatever will you do?
He's probably going to finally come out of the closet, and then he's
Stop
going
that.
to end up.
Stop that.
She's not that hot.
Yes, she is.
She's not that hot. I like Bridget Moynihan better, and I'll be honest with you, it's not all that close.
And it was pretty awesome when she named her kid Jet.
Yeah. And you know why I love Bridget Moynihan? Because Tom Brady left her for Giselle. She was pregnant with her kid, and she named that kid John Edward Thomas Brady. So that child's name will always be Jet. And that makes me just love her just a little bit.
Nice.
The Pac-12 has found a new commissioner.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And by God, if I didn't tell you this was coming. Larry Scott gets fired or steps down mutually after all the things that happened with the coronavirus and following the Big Ten right into oblivion. So what did they do? They hired the president of entertainment and sports for MGM Resorts. George Kliavkov is the new commissioner of the Pac-12. And I'll be honest with you, I think it's the first smart thing the Pac-12's done in about 10 years.
There we go.
You had Larry Scott, who was literally dull as dishwater. And so what do? Let's bring in somebody with a little juice. Somebody that's been out in Vegas doing stuff. You know, meeting important people. Seeing what happens. Getting a little gambling going. Because the Pac-12 is worthless.
Yes.
Kliavkov. I have no idea who the hell that person is.
He's I can answer for you. He was the president of entertainment and sports for MGM Resorts.
Yeah.
Thanks, No Nuts.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
You now know as much as I know.
Bang up commentary there, man.
Yeah. Appreciate it. We heard you say that before. Yeah. Still no clue who the hell he is. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's talk about Brian's picks.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We had a lot of fun, by the way, hanging out with everybody in the here in the Sportsocracy in the Wicked Weed studio last night for the NFL schedule release. Yep. And again, if you're just joining us, we are rolling down all of our picks. All 5 of us made our picks. We already did Caleb and Tommy's picks for the upcoming NFL season. We got Brian and me to go, and then we'll save Jeremy's for last because he says that's the one that's going to piss everybody off the most.
Yep. Yeah. And that's exactly what I want to do at the end of your workday. I want you to be 41 minutes from driving home and just going, screw that guy.
Right. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to get in on the Sportsocracy community. Help us keep the lights on here as well. Join our Patreon. You can see it there at the bottom of the screen, patreon.com/thesportsocracy. So many people asking for the link. If you just go to Patreon and search The Sportsocracy, I guarantee you it's the only one.
Yeah,
the only one named the same thing we are.
Yeah, you know why? Because if you name your shit that, well, you're going to owe us some money.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what happens when you're married to a financial advisor. You do everything the right way.
Use the old noggin.
The more you know.
Brian's picks for the 2021 NFL season.
Go, Bills!
Yeah.
Go!
Yep. It's an aggressive strategy, and I think it's going to happen. This team is ready to take another step, and and here's the thing. I think the Washington football team is going to be an awesome team. Mm-hmm. I just do, and I think they have what it takes to make it to the Super Bowl.
So they've got the veteran quarterback now in Ryan Fitzpatrick.
They have the best defense I've seen in 15 years.
Patrick Holt, how does this make you feel?
Yeah, Patrick Holt has got to be pretty happy that I have him at least going to the Super Bowl.
Not too happy that they're losing it, though.
No, but Buffalo, I think this is Buffalo's year. And, I grew up in upstate New York. I never was a Buffalo fan. I've always been a Giants fan.
Right.
But I was there when all of my friends wanted to jump off buildings 4 years in a row when they lost. Mm-hmm. This is an opportunity for them to come back. And what better fan base? Who deserves a freaking Super Bowl more than Bills Mafia? Realistically. Not many other fan bases.
The Detroit Lions is the only one that comes to mind.
They're not going to even come close. They don't have a chance in it. But the Bills Mafia deserve a Super Bowl. I think this is the year it's going to happen. I was going through my picks and it got pretty weird. I had the Ravens winning like the first 7 or 8 games of the season and then the second half of the season losing a bunch. I don't know if my mind just kind of took over and said maybe they should lose a couple more games, but it's not really how I did it. I was surprised that I had the Cowboys at 10-7. That was a little bit strange to me. And I think I stayed pretty contrary. And just picking teams. The Jets probably are better than 6-11. And I don't know, the Saints are probably better than 3-14.
They're not.
They're not.
But most of these other picks, I think I'm up about on there. And on the AFC West down there, I think this is Broncos twice, but I had this Broncos and the Raiders both at. I had the Raiders at 5-12 and the Broncos 6-6.
I did notice that you really tried hard to give the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as many losses as possible. And
I didn't try. That's what's going to happen.
That's not what's going to happen.
I 100%. They play a lot of really good teams this year.
I've never wanted anything more in life than the Buccaneers to miss the damn playoffs.
Yeah.
I really haven't.
I mean, there's not going to...
Insufferable Spencer over here. I never thought anybody could be more insufferable as a fan than a fan of the Cleveland Browns or the New England Patriots. He has become a Cleveland Brown to the New England Patriots power.
Yeah.
I've never hated a team that has absolutely no effect on me more than I hate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Which is ridiculous. I don't know why.
Because you sit next to you every single day of the year.
Yeah, you sit next to you. Let the Jets win a Super Bowl. See how bad you hate the Jets by, I don't know.
I mean, I'll just be happy for you.
9 days.
I'll just be happy for you. I mean, I don't know why you have to piss on my joy. It's just
because it's fun.
Finally, I have I have a team that's at the top of the NFL.
Friends would
and
let
you just
friends
can't
be
stand
happy,
it.
we wouldn't have friends.
And you just can't stand it. I'm
Why
sorry.
do I have to piss on your joy? Because it amuses me.
Now, I believe out of all of the 5 of us, though, he's the only one that had them with less than 12 wins.
Who?
You.
Had who? The Tampa Bay
Buccaneers.
Because they're going to have less than 12 wins. Take a little picture of this, and we're going to come back in
a year. Yeah, we already did this.
Oh, yeah.
We did this for last year. Didn't go so well for Mr. Spencer.
Yeah.
Because I had done some stuff.
This is going to show us supremacy of the mind. And no, it's not. It's just we got lucky.
Hot.
A lot of it got lucky.
Yeah, this year I have a graphic so I can go back and look at this.
Yeah.
As opposed to having to go back and listen to a 2-hour radio show trying to figure out where we slide a win number in.
Right.
Yeah. I think that we all can say that my Giants at 9-8 is definitely a little bit homerish. But I have faith.
I just saw Tank turn up the sound effect button, which makes me very excited.
Well, I mean, Chuck asked for it.
Fire them cannons. By golly, put more powder in those things.
Thank you, Chuck. He gave me a reason.
Wait.
What are we waiting for?
Oh. Yeah.
That's why I can't have nice things.
Yeah.
That's why I can't have nice things. Because not only did I not know that was on that board, I hate that board.
I hate that board now.
Fuck you, board.
Yeah. Yep.
You knew it was coming at some point.
Oh boy.
I like what you've done here. Other than of course, having my Tampa Bay Buccaneers lose, to the Green Bay Packers, the team that we handled last year. But anywho, the Buffalo Bills, I agree with you. They are a team ready for the next step.
Yeah.
However, I just don't know that they can get it done. I think Kansas City's just standing.
So let me guess, you just went chalk.
Do what?
You just went chalk and repeated it from last year.
No, I didn't repeat it from last year. Or do you have any closing thoughts on Brian's before we move on to mine?
Sure he's got things to say.
On Brian's, I would say he's a little high on the Seahawks. I would say he's too high on the Giants. I would say maybe a little under. By the way, I put the Broncos on there twice. The Raiders are 5-12.
Yep.
Yeah, something happened with his, and his numbers all went cattywampus, and we had to do them twice.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, not really an objection. I think you're too low on the Jets, but
yeah,
that's about it. Other than that, yeah, it's a pretty good job.
Too low on the Jets. I think you're right on the Patriots. I think you're overvaluing the Steelers, in my opinion, but not by much.
9-8 is not far off from the Steelers. They can be 8-3 after the first 11 games.
And then go 0 and whatever at the end of the season.
That means they would only have to win one.
I will say you're before I even put yours on the board. You're too low on the Patriots or on the Steelers.
I'm too low on the Steelers.
You are.
I just don't see it. I don't. Not a fan. I think Ben should have retired. They should have just moved on. I don't think it's going to work out for them in this 1 year shot.
Again, can't figure out how I've become an apologist for Lamar Jackson. Jared Goff and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I do not know how that happened, but somehow in the last 3 months it's become a thing.
We have flipped all.
Anybody
of the
want to raise your hand and take a guess as to who Mr. Spencer has winning the damn? Don't you hit that fuck? I will break it. I will break that button. You get one of those. That is it. You wasted it, and now you don't get to do it again.
No. Come on.
Fire them cannons. By golly, put more powder in those things.
There it is. Tampa Bay Buccaneers repeat as Super Bowl champions. And the Buffalo Bills, they take that step. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs, get to the Super Bowl, and it's yet another Super Bowl loss.
The fuck did I just say? You get one.
I'm going to dare you. I'm going to dare you to break that shit. Sorry, man. I can't. They won the Super Bowl last year. They brought back everybody from the Super Bowl team. I still believe in the magic of Tom Brady.
Wow.
I can't not. It's my team. We're the defending champions. We got just as good a shot as anybody to win it.
So apparently, there's a lot of bad teams in there.
A lot.
There's a lot of bad teams, but that's also part of my belief that the top is so good and the bottom is just so damn bad in the NFL.
He has 6 teams with 3 wins or less.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
That's a lot. We're adding a game to the schedule, and he has 6 teams with 3 wins or less.
Mm-hmm. I get weird stuff happens during the season. Some teams win games that they're not supposed to win. But just my knee-jerk reactions, I think the top of the league is so strong.
I know, but
and all these other teams,
it's really hard to only win one game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's real hard.
I think it's funny he has the Jaguars and the Texans both winning one game
against
each other.
Yep. Yep. Home and home. Split series.
Oh, Lord.
They're going to have to flip a coin. They're going to have to flip a coin to decide who gets the number 1 pick next year.
And the Lions, you've been going on that since, I don't know, 2 years
ago.
2
years ago.
Yeah, that the Lions were going to be the worst team in the league so they could draft Sam Howell.
I don't see it. We had this discussion last night during the NFL schedule release. You guys were saying, "Oh, the Lions have 6 winnable games on their schedule." Okay, they might have 6 winnable games on there, but do you know how many of those winnable games they want to win? 0. It's 0. They want to ensure that they get a quarterback of the future next year. Yeah. This whole rah-rah, go out and chew some kneecaps bullshit that Dan Campbell's trying to do, that's all fine and good. That's a good building block for a culture that might be able to win a game, more than a game, 3 years from now. But for right now, I don't see any talent on this team. The defense sucks. The offense sucks. Their quarterback sucks. What of this team, other than Penny Sewell, does not suck? Oh, and DeAndre
Jared Goff's
Swift.
not as bad as you think he is. The hate on him's gotten to a stupid point, and I firmly believe that.
No, well, I mean,
we've officially gotten to dumb talk on Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone too far
100%.
the other way.
100%.
You can't
I never said he's the worst quarterback in the league, but you give him 0 weapons, and he's Sam Darnold. I mean,
I tried to talk this through to this morning. Okay, so Rashad Perriman and Terrell Williams, if healthy, aren't the worst 2 wide receivers. And I would rather have those 2 than Kendrick Bourne and Nelson Aguilar in New England? Yes or no? Yes. They just drafted Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I think is going to be a starter in this league.
Mm-hmm.
TJ Hawkinson is a good tight end. They got DeAndre Swift. They got Fat Jamal Williams. They got a couple other, who knows what other running backs they got. It's not like they're the bunk of talent. They're not a great team. They're not a good team, but they're not going to only win one game. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
It's not going to happen.
I disagree. I don't see a path for them winning much of anything this season. And I'll put them on the same level as the Tennessee or the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Cincinnati Bengals are a team that I felt they're better this year than they were last year. But just going down their schedule, I can't see where they pick up wins.
It is so hard to find places the Bengals are going to win games.
Right. I mean, in my heart of hearts, I really wanted them to make a jump to like 5 wins, 6 wins, somewhere in there, but I couldn't find a place to do it.
I had them winning because I had them splitting like with Pittsburgh. I think I had them winning at home versus Seattle. There was a couple games that they, at home, the games I think they're the only games they win I chose were at home for sure. But they're gonna have a tough time winning some games.
And I don't know what to make of this team.
Yeah.
I believe in their weapons. I believe in the offense. But there again, is your defense going to be good enough to stop anybody?
And like Vic just said, like Kevin Vic just said in the comments, is Joe Burrow going to last through the year? I mean,
exactly.
You don't know. You don't know because they didn't really upgrade the line as much as they probably should have if they drafted Penny Sewell instead of Jamar Chase. So we'll see.
Right. Anyhow, I get that we're probably not going to have that many 13, 14, 15 win teams in this, and we're probably not going to have that many 5 and sub-5 win teams. Again, I just think the disparity between the two, between the top of the league and the bottom of the league, is so very different.
Right.
I would say you're too low on the Bengals. I think you might be a little too high on my Jets. You're too low, I believe, on the Broncos and the Raiders. And other than that, it's about right. I think other than that, you're about right.
Yep, and the Broncos were one as well. Like, I believe in the defense. I believe in the weapons. Don't believe in the quarterback. Don't believe in the coach.
No,
No.
And I don't know. And I don't know how you're gonna. I don't know how you're gonna have more wins.
That's gonna be our.
I'm so happy that button. If that button had been on this friggin' board this morning, you'd have heard that no less than 11 times.
11 times.
No. I'd have done that to Tommy like 70 times when he was going through that Bridgewater thing. Bridgewater was so rude to the Panthers. No. He shouldn't have said no.
He had some real good points, though.
It's gonna happen. He did.
Real good points.
He did. You know who else is gonna have good points?
Who's that?
Your damn bracket when we put it up here. Oh, Christ, and a cracker. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the trolls to come out of their hiding and destroy Jeremy Greene.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good.
The Sportsocracy proudly brings to you Jeremy
Nobody ever
Greene's-
gets mad at you assholes.
No.
You can say anything you want to. Somehow everybody always gets mad at me. Like, I don't know I don't know if my face is on a bathroom stall somewhere or something, that I'm the kinder, gentler touch.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I don't know what it is about your face. It's just
It just pisses me off. I need you to do something
Can
about
you do
your
something
face.
about your face? It makes me just want to punch you right.
I just want to punch you. It's a pow!
Are you saying pow? Pow!
It's time to get weird.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
All right, this isn't all that out of the ordinary. I mean, it is out of the ordinary, but it's it's highly expected that something like this would eventually happen. And I love the fact that it happened to a Florida asshole who was hoarding gas. Citrus County Fire and Rescue crews were dispatched to a vehicle fire late in the late morning hours of Wednesday, May the 12th. The call came in at 10:52 a.m. reporting a Hummer was on fire at South Alabama Avenue and West Grover Cleveland Boulevard in Homosassa. The occupant of the vehicle had just filled up gas cans at the Texaco Food Mart on West Grover, and all 5 of them exploded inside of his Hummer as he was hoarding gasoline.
I love it.
Down in Homosassa.
I love it.
I love it so much. And you know what? First off, you're driving a Hummer, so we know you're a douchebag to begin with. Nobody expects any more from you than to be hoarding gas for your giant gas-guzzling piece of shit.
Yeah.
But the fact that he put the 5 cans inside the car, and I would love to know. They don't give any more details than what I just read to you. But I would love to know that motherfucker was smoking a cigarette and he was flicking it out the window or something, and the cherry comes back in the back and boom!
That's just what I said. I hope that happens to somebody the other day when we were on the show. Yeah, to keep going, I saw there's been some things going around about some chick was filling up a plastic bag with gasoline and putting it in her trunk. Don't do that. Don't do that either.
God.
Don't do that either.
Darwin Award.
Yeah.
Give it to her.
Thank God for those people.
Jeez. Anywho, it took them 3.5 hours to put out the fire in the Hummer and to clean up the gas that had spilled onto the highway.
God Almighty! And it happened right out. It just happened.
Oh, it's right outside the gas station.
Yeah.
It is right outside the gas station. Dude literally pulled out of the parking lot and then boom, gone.
Yes.
Love it. I love it so much.
And boop, dead.
Dead.
No, he did not die.
Nope.
Oh, crap.
Oh! All right, what you got on weird news?
So here's something that is definitely weird and striking. Folks, Lego larceny may be on the rise.
Lego larceny.
French police have been investigating an international ring of toy thieves with a particular affinity for the colorful interlocking bricks, according to the recent report from The Guardian. In this case, 3 suspects were caught taking boxes of Legos from a toy shop near Paris with the goal of selling them in Poland, according to Le Parisien. And it's not just Europe. Lego robberies have happened in the United States as well. Last month, a man in Oregon was arrested after local police suspected he sold $7,500 worth of Lego sets. That's a lot of money in Legos, you know what I'm saying? Legos sets came out in limited editions, and they soon become collector items. Now, let me ask you guys a question.
Okay.
Did you have Legos when you were young?
No.
No.
Jeremy, obviously, I shouldn't even ask that question to you because you didn't have a childhood.
Oh wait, no. Do it.
Oh wait, wait.
Did Jeremy have Legos as a child?
No.
I didn't have Legos
So
as a child.
I used to have, like, I'm not lying, like totes and totes and totes full of Legos.
My children have those.
If these Legos are $7,500 worth of Legos, when did Legos become the new cryptocurrency? Why are these so expensive? Is it just in Europe? Is there just a Lego shortage over there so they can't have that many Legos? I mean, I need to know what's going on with this because I need to go back and get those Legos, and I need to sell those Legos.
Can you go back in time to get them? Or I mean, is it like your mom keeps all that stuff? And so they're somewhere in the
it's
house?
not going to happen. So I've always, this is going to lead into something different.
Okay.
I got a good friend, Carl, and he said to me if he could get one wish, it would be that he could get everything that he's ever had in his life back, brand new. Mm-hmm. That would be all the money he spent, all the money he's ever had, all the toys he had from a kid. So, like, you know, for us with those Star Wars toys that we would get, we just rip them wide open, and now they're worth like hundreds and thousands of dollars.
Never had one.
Oh, I know you didn't. But that is a pretty good idea, right?
Absolutely.
That's a cool, one of the cooler wishes I've thought about when wishing. Mm-hmm. But
so what'd you say your buddy's name was?
Carl.
Name him Carl.
Yep. I like that.
You're not done that.
Yeah,
he's just a little fella.
He's the athletic director down at Lancaster High School in Rock Hill, down in Lancaster, South Carolina.
Nice.
Name of Carl.
Good Carl. Good dude that man is. But anyways, yes, I need to know what's going on with Legos, why they're so expensive.
Legos are expensive.
Yeah, it's crazy.
If you've got a kid that is into Legos like I do, it can get pretty pricey. Because now, I mean, back in the day, from what I remember of Legos, they were just those simple little sets that you could just, here, let's build the little beach house, or let's build the log cabin, or whatever. Now they have, like, the Harry Potter world where you can actually build the Hogwarts castle, and they've got obviously all the Star Wars where you can build the Death Star and the Millennium Falcon that is as big as this friggin' table in front of us. Yeah, and those things run like $3,000 a set.
Nuts.
It's absolutely insane. My question is, how did he steal them? Where did they come from? Did he get them off a truck? Did he just walk out the front door with one of these giant boxes?
Apparently what it was saying was that he was caught from a toy shop with the goal, he was caught with taking boxes of Legos from a toy shop near Paris with the goal of selling them in Poland.
So he's just walking out.
So apparently he was traveling across country lines with contraband, and those contraband was Legos.
Oh, that's where you fuck up. If you commit a small crime in one state and go to the next state, federal authorities get involved.
Yeah.
You cross country borders, that's Interpol, baby.
Yeah, you're done. Oh, Lord.
You're a worldwide mastermind at that point.
I'm going to need to do a body cavity search to find out if you have any Legos in your beehole.
And all that for $7,500 worth of Legos.
They were suitcasing Legos.
Suitcasing Legos.
All right, you got something weirder than that, Jeremy?
Yeah.
I do.
Oh.
Look, we make a lot of jokes on this show.
Yeah,
yes.
We do.
And we make light of some very funny things. But one thing that I do not take lightly is my position as one of the vocal leaders of the hashtag Birds Aren't Real movement.
Yes.
I take this very seriously. Upwards of 17 people a year are harmed or maimed in bird attacks, and the mainstream media just won't get on board with it.
No, it will not.
So I feel as though when stories like this would come out, it is my job, nay, my responsibility to give this information to the masses.
Okay.
Residents of a Florida neighborhood say they are beset by an invasion of turkey vultures that are damaging homes and causing major catastrophes. Resident Judy Oliveri told WFLA-TV that her neighborhood in the Tampa suburb of Westchase is overrun with large black birds, and they've been multiplying since they showed up 3 years ago. They've been there for 3 damn years!
Oh, man. Turkey vultures are some nasty.
Yes,
creatures.
they are. And they're not real. They're government surveillance drones meant to damage your property so the government can use eminent domain.
Oh, my God.
That boy ain't right.
Hashtag birds aren't real.
They are destroying our neighborhood and our property values. I would like them gone, Oliveri said. And you know who else would like them gone? I would like them gone. Get the government drone birds out of our neighborhoods.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my God.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
I do hate birds. God almighty, I hate birds. I really, big flappy bastard, that's all I can say.
And what was it? What this all stems back to you were attacked by a bird as a child? Is that what it was?
No. I had a dream that I was attacked by a bird.
Ah, yes.
And since and I was also, actually, you know what? Since I have a camera in front of me, I can now tell this story because it kind of requires a visual medium. I, at one time in my life, was a mailman. That was my job. I got in the car, I opened the little door, I put the mail in, I closed the little door, and I drove off. That was what I did. Mm-hmm. Well, here's something that you don't know about your mail carrier, and here's why you should always be nice to your mailman. Your mailman's not always on a route that he knows. So he doesn't always know that maybe the house down the street's been vacant for, I don't know, half a decade.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know. So I did what I just told you. I opened the little door, I threw the mail in, I went to close the little door. There was a fucking bird in there. And when I threw the mail in, the bird felt as though Mr. Birds Ain't Real is here to invade my home.
Right.
And so he flew into my car. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you've ever been in a car with a bird that all of the windows are down except the one that it flew through.
Oh, no.
Which your 6'5", 275-pound house is blocking. But there was actually a period of time that the bird, according to the state laws of North Carolina, actually legally owned my car because it was moving and I was no longer in it. I opened the door and bailed out with it still moving.
Yes.
I got back in it, the bird flew away, and I looked up on the hill and there was this old man just laughing his ass off. And it was right down the street from where we're sitting right now.
Oh, my God.
Literally not 5 minutes from where we're sitting right now.
And hence that day forth?
And hence that day forth, I have never taken that road again. No. Ever. I have never gone down that road, not one more time.
For fear that the bird might come back.
Hashtag birds aren't real.
So I got something that's going to feed into your hatred and thing of birds.
Ooh.
So this is strictly straight from the hashtag birds aren't real website.
Been there many times. I'm actually a chapter president.
Under the site, history speaks for itself.
Okay.
We needed a way to keep an eye on American citizens without them knowing it. It was imperative for their own safety, of course. We hired only the best. It took years. We designed, built, tested, failed. We persisted. Eventually, over decades, we had it. A fleet of covert technological surveillance devices unlike anything the world has ever seen. We called them birds. Richard Nixon, 1978.
No, The more you know.
No.
This PSA has been brought to you by hashtag birds aren't real.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
The insanity that runs through your minds.
They're not real. And I don't like, and Jonathan Welch just asked, I don't like cobra chickens either. No mongooses. I don't do mongoosing.
Cobra chickens?
I don't even, it's a mongoose. It's another name for a mongoose.
Oh.
It's cobra chicken. I know like a cobra chicken.
Yeah.
I don't. Look, you want me to, I'll outline for you, how you would know whether I like it or not. Can it fly? That's it. I don't like pigeons. I don't like doves. I don't like chickens because chickens can fly. In spite of what WKRP in Cincinnati said, turkeys actually can fly.
Yeah.
Apparently not if you drop them out of an airplane.
Not far.
Yeah, they can't fly far, and apparently they cannot fly if you drop them out of a helicopter.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, I thought turkeys could fly.
They don't fly, they fall with style. That's
yes.
what it is.
Here's the thing. Turkeys are real. You're right. They put them on wildlife preserves where you go to hunt them, Mr. Holt. But not all turkeys are real. I am convinced the turkeys at Radio Ranch, government surveillance drones.
Yeah. Every one of them.
The more you know.
How we don't have that damn button, I don't know yet.
What? Which one?
The more you know, like the
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's one day I'm going to figure out how to actually put it on the screen, so
Yeah.
every time I do my hand like this, it just goes and follows me.
That would be fantastic.
Awesome.
Magic.
Absolutely fantastic.
Magic!
All right, folks, are we ready to
All right, are we ready for the great reveal of Jeremy's picks?
I've never been more excited for anything in my entire
for the
life.
2021 NFL season. After the NFL schedule released last night,
the multiplying.
we went through all this afternoon, all of the members of the Sportsocracy staff here, and did all of our predictions. You've seen the first four. Now it's time for Jeremy's picks.
What's up?
Huzzah!
There we
Super
go.
Bowl champion Buffalo Bills.
Whoa, buddy.
Everybody's hot on the Buffalo Bills.
I am drunk on the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
I just look at this team before they pay Josh Allen, and I think this team is so deep. It's so strong. They fixed the pass rush to me with Greg Rousseau and Carlos Basham.
Yeah.
They envisioned Greg Rousseau being a Calais Campbell, a younger version of Calais Campbell.
Yep. Yeah.
I just look at it and say, you fixed all of your problems. The one team that I don't feel as though I have going far enough is the Cardinals. But the NFC West is so damn good.
Yeah, it
and this is going to be their first venture into the playoffs. I wanted them to go further. But, basically, I'm in lockstep with the rest of you. My AFC division champions are the Bills, the Browns, the Chiefs, and the Titans. Just like all of us. My NFC champions are the Washington football team, the Green Bay Packers, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
The only one of those that really changed between any of us was the NFC West.
Yeah.
Some people feel like the Rams are going to win the division. I don't so much like how their schedule lines up compared to the 49ers and the Cardinals. However, I do think the Rams are going to end up in the Super Bowl. I think if you give them a full season with Matthew Stafford, who has a better deep ball arm, you've got Van Jefferson, you've got all the pieces that they have, I do believe that team can win a Super Bowl. I think they can get to a Super Bowl. I do believe they can win one. I don't think they will in this scenario. If Matthew Stafford stays healthy and they don't get beset by injuries on defense because they're super thin. I would say if, range of outcomes, I think there are no less than 6 teams that could win the NFC. It wouldn't shock me. I think there's 2 that can win the AFC.
I think it's Kansas City or Buffalo.
I do too. I can't get down with Buffalo because your quarterback's still Baker freaking Mayfield. I cannot get down with that.
I think the Cleveland Browns are going to make everybody sweat in the AFC. But it doesn't go much further than that.
He's telling you this, that he just can't see him make it, but he hasn't gone 14-3 because he believes in the team. He just is not going to believe that. He doesn't believe in them in the playoff situation.
Of course.
So he's telling Browns fans, hey, listen, I believe in your team.
The team's good.
I just don't think that Baker Mayfield's going to be able to do what he has to do to take you to that next level when you get into those games against. I mean, he kind of showed you last year. You had it on a silver platter. Patrick Mahomes went out. You had 3 huge opportunities to go and score touchdowns and win that game. And you didn't. You did not do enough to win the game.
I mean, here's the thing. We're all in lockstep on the AFC.
Yeah.
There's 8 teams that make the playoffs between all 5 of us?
Yeah. Some of us had Chargers, and some of us had
Dolphins.
Tennessee, and some of us had
We all had Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
There's not one of us that did not have Tennessee.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, Dolphins or, yep.
It's the Dolphins or the Chargers.
Yeah.
That's literally the only difference. And Caleb had the Steelers.
Yeah.
So that's 9 teams across 7 playoff spots across 5 people. And what is it? 5 of these teams made it for every one of us.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, the Bills, the Browns, the Titans, and
The Ravens?
the Colts. Because Caleb didn't have the Ravens.
Oh, that's right.
All 5 of us had those 5 teams. The other 2 spots just cycled.
And if history says anything to us, we're all going to be completely wrong.
I don't think we are this year.
No.
Yeah.
So the way that stat goes is that 4 teams are different every year in the playoffs. That's the average, is that 4 teams lapse. I could easily see that in the NFC because I think San Francisco is going to make the playoffs. They didn't last year. I think the Cowboys very easily could make the playoffs. They didn't last year. The Arizona Cardinals can make the playoffs. They didn't last year. I think the Vikings could make the playoffs. I don't think they're gonna, but they could. The other things that I will say, I think Matt Nagy gets fired at the bye week. I think he's gone because of their the Bears are 5-12, and I'll be honest with you, I want to say they were 1-7. They started off incredibly slow.
Right.
Chuck said we should review these at the midpoint of the season.
We'll
Agree
do.
with him wholeheartedly.
We'll do.
The good thing is these now that we're doing a web show, these graphics live on my computer forever. You can't get away from things you say on this show because I am the gatekeeper of all things that have been put on a screen.
Right. and I'm going to look forward to looking back on this and going, we're right on pace. We're, halfway through the season, we're going to be sitting here with all of these teams sitting at the top of their divisions, I believe.
We're going to look at it and say, okay, they've already surpassed that total. They've already surpassed that total. Or we're saying, hey, there's a lot to go. We're halfway through the point. There's still another half of the season. We can get there.
And I'll be honest with you, there are only a handful. I'll be honest with you. I think there's only a handful of teams that I could be wrong on. I really do believe that. I think I'll be within 2 games of every team on this board, save maybe the handful I'm getting ready to say. I could be too low on the Seahawks. I don't know how they're going to do it. I've looked at the schedule backwards and forwards. I cannot figure out how they're going to win games because so many of the games they play that are winnable are on the road. And it's ugly. I could be wrong on the Bears. They could win a couple games early with Andy Dalton. I just don't buy it. I don't like the fit. I've never liked the fit. I could be too low on the Raiders.
Okay.
Or I could be too low on the Broncos.
I think you might be too low on the Falcons. That's
I'm not.
3-14.
I'm not.
You don't think that
this is a difficult system to acclimate to, and I'm going to be honest with you. Had they taken Trey Lance, I would have felt better because I think he fits that scheme better. I think Matt Ryan is going to fit in that like I fit into a unitard.
Wow.
I don't think he fits in that system well at all. And then you look at the schedule; it's not pretty. I mean, I've got them beating the Saints once. They get a couple other wins. I mean, all right, you tell me the Saints are 5-11. Does that make me wrong? Oh, I mean, okay, I missed a couple games. Does that make me wrong about them?
No.
I'm talking about that I could be grand scale wrong.
Oh, completely wrong.
Yeah, I could be wrong on the Seahawks. Russell Wilson's good enough that he can do magical things. I do not see a path. Save one thing. Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt, and I had figured out how the Seahawks make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Trey Lance can make the playoffs in his first year with this team.
Yeah.
If Garoppolo gets hurt and you have to play Trey Lance too early, it goes topsy-turvy.
Yeah.
The one team that I keep looking at, and everybody has them low, and I think you have them with the most wins out of anybody, is the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos are 7-10 in your predictions here. What did I have them at? 5-10 or 5-12 or something like that? Yeah, I have them at 5-12. You had them at 6-11. Everybody is so low on the Denver Broncos, and here's my thing: is I can't really wrap it around. The only thing I could wrap my head around is it's because we all hate Drew Lock that much.
Well, he's not even going to be playing quarterback for the Broncos this year. Teddy Bridgewater is.
Yeah, Bridgewater will be the quarterback.
Really?
100%.
Yes.
100%. There's no, there is no affinity with George Payton. That he's not stuck with he's not stuck with Drew Lock. He didn't draft him, and he brought in Teddy Bridgewater, who he's comfortable with, and he brought him in to not crash the car into a light pole, and that's what he's going to be asked to do.
But the defense is so good; they don't have any holes on their defense.
They do. It's in the.
It's in the line back on the line.
So it's in the middle 5.
Yeah.
Yes, they've got the pass rushers, and I think the back half is improved.
They have a good.
But I think you're oversimplifying how good the defense is. That's why I've got them at 7-10.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get put in bad positions.
Yeah.
Because I think they have all these weapons, and it's like what I've always said about Baker Mayfield. I think the car is a Maserati. Unfortunately, I think you're letting a penguin drive it.
Right. But I think that's the one team that I'm the lowest on that could have a reverse. Like they could be 10-7 at the end of the season, and for me to go, well, I didn't see that coming, but I mean, I guess I should have.
There's
play really good defense. They can run the football. They've got a lot of great weapons that they can use at tight end and wide receiver, as long as they've got a serviceable quarterback back there. And I'm not sure that they really do. And I think
the Chargers don't make that next jump, the Broncos record should probably be a little bit better, a little bit different, I think.
I in the AFC, there's just not really, outside of those two teams, there's not a team that I don't have what I feel to be my thumb on the pulse of.
Right.
I feel like I've got the AFC pretty damn locked down.
And I cannot wait till the Cincinnati Bengals fans come out and tell you, he's so stupid that the Bengals are going to be so much better.
You sound incredible dumb.
Yeah. Yep. You sound incredible dumb, ogre.
I don't know what that voice is, but I like it.
I love it so much.
That's the people in Ohio.
Oh, that's how they sound?
Yeah, because they've just been beating themselves over the head because they're just so stupid. They just run into walls and stuff without helmets.
Oh, now they found somebody new to hate, even more than me.
I never said I liked anybody from Ohio. It's just, it's just a terrible state.
Nice.
It's 2 hours away from everything.
It's just...
All right, so there.
Anybody who's been to Ohio knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Right. So there you have it. Those are all of our predictions for the upcoming NFL season. We will have, of course, all of these to look back on at the mid-season point. We should also probably put these up on social media.
We're going to.
We'll put these up on the Facebook page, on the website, whatever. Get all the picks out there so everybody can document and look out throughout the season on how stupid we all were.
Yeah, every team will have a breakdown video. We'll get these out on social media after that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll put all of the team videos out tomorrow and over the weekend. Just so that they don't get bogged down in the YouTube algorithm. So we'll have all those out by Sunday. Then we'll put the graphics out so everybody will have them to hold over our heads forever and ever. Amen. But when we do the team videos, we'll actually break down
each game and
each team, the schedule, all of those things. Tomorrow's going to be a long day.
Yeah. Tomorrow is going to be a long day, but we will be with you right here in the Wicked Weed studio tomorrow morning at 9-ish, as we are every weekday morning. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Share it with your friends as well. Don't forget about tweeting your questions to us at the Sportsocracy, and join the Patreon and get into the Sportsocracy community here. Help us bring you better products by supporting what we do. And we appreciate everybody that has already signed on with us. Check us out at patreon.com/The Sportsocracy. Follow, like, and share on all of the social medias. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Brian Haynes. He's Jeremy Greene. We'll see you in the morning.